Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. One big beautiful family. By hitting that subscription button, it's free for everyone. No one's charging you for anything, so it's just a way to help us creators to continue on with these tutorials. And please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. Most of the time I use a 2.75 hook or 3.5, depending on the project that I'm working on and how big I want it to go. If you have a tight tension, use a 2-size hook bigger than your normal so your patterns don't curve. If you're too loose, then go a size or 2 smaller on your hook so it doesn't become too floppy and messy. I also would like to mention I do have a private crochet group. If you're interested to join, you're more than welcome, as long as you have a profile. I also have Instagram and TikTok. If you're stuck in projects and you need help, you could always message me through there. It's much faster for me to answer you or show me your product, what's going on, or where you're going wrong on it. You can take a picture and send it me through there, because YouTube does not accept that. Most of you should already know that. I also have a Facebook group page, I should say. You can follow me through there also. I want to thank again from the bottom of my heart to all of you that have been helping women in need of thread. And for some of you that are considering, please do so. You could either donate through below the video. There's a little bag that says thank you. You can drop in there whatever amount you'd like. We don't have a specific order of an amount that you have to donate. You can do whatever you'd like. Anything counts and it helps, and I thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to get started, and please, if you can share the video, sharing is caring. It helps tremendously to have more people recognize the channel and become part of this wonderful family. Thank you, everyone. Let's get started. Okay, everyone, so I've decided to create this gorgeous doily, and you can have it as a doily only. I'm doing a table runner with it. So I'm going to add 2 of the same size. And I have created these flowers, which a lot of you that follow me know the flower already and have created 2 certain patterns and on the past that I have done. Lila, you're one of them. You've created this with one of the patterns that I've done. Very easy and very beautiful, but you can use whatever flower you'd like. It's a 3D, but it's not that high, and I like it for that reason. And so I am adding these flowers into this pattern, and they will be attached to the second pattern. So it's going to be like a nest shape coming out the other way. So basically, I've already added 2 of the flowers on, and I'm alternating the color with blue and yellow. And this is a canary yellow, which that's what I added around the flower here. Now, like I said, you can use it alone, the doily, or you can use it as a table runner, or even just 2 flowers all the way around. You don't have to specifically use it for 2 patterns like this. I mean, you could even add a 3rd pattern if your table is big. But I'm going to do only 2. I have done this S shape, letter S shape table runner in the beginning of my videos, which was disastrous with the lingo codes that I had no clue. The app that I used was horrible, and of course I didn't know how to do the full screen, so it was really bad. The pattern itself was gorgeous, but tutorial was awful. And it was so much time consuming to do those runners. It was unbelievable. But anyway, so I'm alternating colors like that. So this, just to give you an idea, if you're interested to create the runner. So this is going to take probably about 6 flowers. So I'm alternating it. I know it's kind of big. It's kind of hard to see it on here. I'm alternating it like this, 6 of them. And then the other pattern goes on this side, and the flowers continue to go on the other pattern. So it's only half, like an S shape. Now, the flowers you have to create, so at least 12 flowers because it will take 6 on each side of the pattern. But the tutorial will be done only on the pattern, and then I'll have the second tutorial for the attachments and the finishing of the tutorial for the table runner. So I will, once I finish the tutorial with the attachment, then I'll link it to the pattern here. So you guys can go through part 2 on this. Hopefully I will have enough memory. My other phone broke, so I'm back to an older phone, and it doesn't have that much memory. So I'm hoping I can fit all of this tutorial just of the pattern in one video until eventually I can get another mobile and do recordings, hopefully. So we're going to get started. I have leftover white balls that I make of leftover project threads, little bits here and there. So I'll just, put them all together and become into a ball. And this canary yellow to do this, okay? And if you're doing the runner, like I said, you need 12 colors of your choice, of course. And I've added pearls in the center. These are 8 millimeters. Make sure that the hole is big enough to fit your thread through it, because some 8 millimeters balls, sometimes the little hole in the center is very small. The ball itself is 8 millimeters, but the hole is too tiny and your thread won't fit. So you got to make sure that it fits exactly the size of your thread. These are 4-ply, 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. A lot of you ask me about it. They're 100 grams a ball, not like this, of course, like this, okay? And give you an idea. So it comes like that. They're 100 grams, and the 100 grams is equivalent to 300 to 325 yards. They're $12 a ball, a minimum of 6 balls of shipping. Okay, so I'll be using those 2 colors for the doily itself. And the good thing about this is you can go bigger on the doily by increasing the center and also adding more rows here to the end. So we're going to get started. 275 hook. You can use a 3.5 depending upon your tension, remembering that if your tension's too tight, use a 2 size bigger hook than your usual. And if it's too loose, then go smaller on your hook. A small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors to cut your extra threads out. Okay, very simple to do and very economic, very fast. Miss Joy, I think you would like this pattern. You don't have to put this. You might find it difficult. This is just slip stitch through, but if you find it difficult, some people find it difficult, you don't need to do this one here. You can just basically do this one here or do all in one color, but it's a very simple one. I think you would enjoy this doily. So we're going to get started. Thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Okay. Okay, everyone. So we're going to do the magic circle. If you can't do the magic circle, then you can do a 5 to 6 chain and then close it in with a slip stitch, depending upon your tension. That's why I say 5 to 6. Some of you are tight, some of you are loose. So I've done this, a chain. I came back in, did a single. This is my first double crochet. This is how I start my patterns. And I'm going to continue to do double crochets inside of the circle. So if you have the ring, you continue in the ring. And we're going to have a total of 14 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of row 1. Okay, everyone. So I've done my 14 double crochet. I'm going to pull into my magic circle and close it. I'm going to come in on my second chain from where I went up the single and 2 chain with a slip stitch. Now, it's going to be very easy. I'm going to explain something to you. I only have 7 rows on this center here. So we're doing the 14 double crochet. Second row, we're going to add 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and we're going to do on the second row 2 double crochet per stitch. So that means we should have 28 double crochets on the second row. The third row, we're going to add 2 together on the same stitch, 1 double crochet alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone. And then the fourth row, 2 together on the same stitch, 2 double crochet, 1 per space, 1 per stitch, 2 together, 2 double crochet alone. On the fifth row, 2 together, 3 alone. Sixth row, 2 together, 1, 2, 3, 4 alone. And then the last on the seventh row, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets alone, 1 per stitch, and 2 together. So this is very simple. I'm not going to keep repeating it because it just takes too much memory on my mobile, and it's very easy to do. So this second row is 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So I closed in with slip stitch, came back in on the same one, did a single, chain 2, coming back into the same stitch and doing my other double crochet. Next stitch, 2 double crochet together. Next stitch, 2 double crochet together. So this row 2 is 2 double crochet per stitch, total of 28 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I finished row 2. The row 3, again, I closed in with slip stitch. I'm coming back in the same one. So now this row we start doing single 2 chain, coming back in, another double crochet. Next stitch, 1 alone. Next stitch, 2 together in the same stitch. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, next stitch, 2 together. Okay, so very simple. Row 3. Row 4, 2 double crochet together and 2 double crochet, 1 per stitch. Next row, 3 alone, 2 together. Next row, 4 alone, 2 together. Next row, which is the last row, row 7, 5 double crochets alone and 2 together. I'll meet you at the end of row 7. Okay? Okay, everyone. So I did my 7 rows. So on the first one, 14 double crochet. On the second, 2 double crochet per stitch, 28 double crochet. On my third, 2 double crochet on the same stitch, 1 double crochet alone. 2 together, 1 double crochet alone. 2 on the same stitch, 1 alone. On my fourth, 2 alone, 2 together. 2 alone, 2 together. On my fifth, 2 alone, 3 alone, 2 together. 3 double crochet alone per stitch, 2 together. On my sixth, 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet alone, 2 together. 4 double crochet alone, 2 together. On my seventh, 5 double crochets alone, 2 together. 5 double crochets alone, 2 together. So I've cut in my thread. I'm going to come in with the yellow. We're going to do that little effect on the center. Slip stitch knot. I'm going to come in where I have the 2 double crochets. So I'm going to go on the first one. I'm going to do a single. This will be my first double crochet. My single 1 chain. I'm coming back in the same stitch. And I have my, I'm going to try to hide this little thread. I don't like to come back to it at the end. So I like to tuck it in now. And I'm going to do, so I have 2 double crochets on the same stitch. I'm going to do 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Use a bigger hook if your tension's tight, or do an extra chain. Instead of 5, do 6. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to come on my 5th, and I'm going to do a half double crochet. So it's an incomplete double crochet. I'm coming back in again, and I'm going to take out 2 and then take the rest out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4. On my 5th, I'm going to take out 2, come back in, so it's half double crochet, and then take out all at once. I'm going to create this all the way around. The only thing is I'm going to have to make an adjustment at the end. I think 2 spaces or 3 that I'm going to put in the 3rd double crochet instead of the 5th. We need to have 20 groups of these double crochets, but I'll meet you around and tell you exactly where we need to do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 1, 2. You could already do here if you don't want to put them all together. So I've already can't close in, it's an incomplete. So I've already did my first change, 1, 2, and went into the 3rd one instead of 5. Okay, so that's my first adjustment. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, my first adjustment. I'll leave the other adjustment to the end. So I'm going to continue to do my 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4 on my 5th. I was already continuing to do it without recording, and that wouldn't be good, right? So I had to take down a little bit. Okay, so continue to do your groups. Almost at the end, we're going to make the next adjustment again if we need to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 20 groups. Okay, you guys, so I've been skipping my 4 space going into the 5th. I'm on my 20th group, and I arrived just perfect now. I thought I had to do 2 adjustments, but I guess it's only 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to come into the first one here and close it in with slip stitch. I'm going to cut my thread, tuck in my loose ends in between the chains here, and I'm going to come in with the white, because the white we're going to work inside of these 5 chains, so it's going to hide the thread in between them. So we're going to be good to go. And then just stretch it out and cut the excess off. Okay, so make sure that you have, it's normal that it bends a bit. It will get straightened once we start working on the next row. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to work 7 double crochets inside of the 5 chain. So I'm going to come in with my first single, and this is how I start off my double crochet and 2 chain. I'm going to continue to do 6 more. I'll have the total of 7 double crochets. Trying to hide my little thread here as I go. So I have 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll be doing this all the way around, straight into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 double crochets, and again directly into the next 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 double crochets. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. Okay, everyone, so I've done my 7 double crochets on each space, and now I'm going to do the walk. I call it the walk with a slip stitch to the 3rd double crochet. So I have my first, my second, and my 3rd. I'm already doing a single on my 3rd and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. Next stitch, double crochet, and next stitch, double crochet. So we're skipping 2 at the beginning, and we have 2 at the end. 3 double crochets on the center. This will be the same for all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Again, I'm going to skip 1, 2, coming in my 3rd double crochet and creating those groups of 3 double crochet. next space. So we'll have skip 2 at the beginning and we have 2 at the end. Chain 5 again, and we're going to repeat the same thing all the way around. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 on the third one, double crochet, next space, double crochet, and again. Okay, so simple as that. I'll meet you at the end. Carry one. I'm on my last one, and I'm going to close in on my second chain from the first one I went up. Now I'm going to pull my string, and of course it's bending a bit, it's normal. I'm going to come in with the yellow, so I'm going to pull my string. I don't want to cut because we're going to continue with the white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that little lining that we need to do, and it's better to do it this way than going straight up because it will be harder for us to grab the pattern. So I'm going to make a slip stitch. We're going to be doing slip stitch on this row. So I'm going to come on any one, but I'm going to come on that first double crochet, and I'm going to grab my little slip stitch that I did from the back to the front. And I'm just going to go through each stitch, slip stitch right on it. Makes it easier to have control of the pattern when you have it this way. Now when I get to the last one here on the 7th, because we have 7 double crochets, I'm going to come in the center here of the yellow, pull my string up, and then come on the first double crochet again. And of course it's always harder because that's where I had started that row. And I'm going to close it all together, all 2 of them, like that, with a slip stitch. Try to pull these strings back here because I don't want to mess up with the white. And then again, I'm going to continue slip stitch through, get rid of that white back there. Slip stitch makes it easier once I pass the white. Slip stitch, and then again you continue until the 7th one. Oops, I think I have pulled the white one to the front, so I'm just gonna pull it out of here, toss it to the side so we don't get it in the way, and then slip stitch all the way through the 7th double crochet. Come in again where we have that yellow underneath, just bring it up, stretch your thread a bit, we don't want to pull on it, and then slip stitch right through it so it stays like that. And then continue to do again the same thing all the way around the same way, just slip stitch through it. You don't want too much of a loose stitch on the slip stitch because then it looks crappy, but don't tighten it too much either because you'll be pulling onto the pattern. So give it a good medium loose stitch, let's say, and slip stitch. Okay, so very simple. And then cut your thread, tuck in your loose ends, and then we're going to go back and work on the white one. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm on the last one. I've done that single and went into the first one that we started. So I'm going to pull the string to the back so I can tuck in the back spaces here so it's not noticeable. So it's always best. And then cut your thread and make a knot through it to make sure that nothing comes apart. I have both threads here, the one that we just finished and the beginning one. So I'm just going to pull right through it like that, and then come in and tuck in where the yellow is here the little loops in the back, and then pass your thread through it one side and then that little bit over on the other side so it doesn't become too thick back here. Okay, so very simple. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to continue with my white now that I've got that out of the way. So it makes it easier for us to grab the pattern. If you had continued with the white, you'd have a hard time trying to fit that stitch in. Okay, so now we are going to do the walk again into the center of those 5 chains, and we're going to start to build shells of 3 double crochet. So I've done a single, 2 chain, 2 more double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. So I'll have my first shell, and we're going to do that all the way around. 1, 2 chain coming into the next one, and create your shell of 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. So it's just a repeat now all the way the same way. We'll be doing this for 4 rows. The only thing is, I'll show you here. So we're on here. So we're doing the 2 chain, and then we'll do the shell, 2 chain, and single, 2 chain, shell. I did a 2 chain here on the 3rd row of these shells, but if your tension is tight, you can do a 3 chain, single, 3 chain, and then continue. I did 2 chain only because I've loosened up my tension. And on my last one here, I did 3 chain, but if your tension is tight, you can do a 4 chain. But this is how it's going to be. 2 chain, single, 2 chain, shell, 2 chain, single, 2 chain, shell, 3 chain, single, 3 chain, shell. So I have 4 rows of these shells. Okay, but I'll come back to you on the next row. So 2 chain and the shell. That's how simple this pattern is. As you saw, 2 chain and again. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished doing my 2 chain. I'm going to do the walks. I've closed in with a slip stitch, going to the center and create my shell. Repeat the same shell, single, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet, chain 2, and again. One, 2 chain, coming in the center, that 2 chain with the single, 1, 2 chain, coming back up and creating my shell. So I'm going to have 4 rows of this. Next row I'm going to do a 2 chain also, but if you have to do 3 chain, go ahead. So I'm going to repeat 2 more rows after this one. We'll have 4 of these rows. On my 4th row, I'll be doing a 3 chain to make sure that it doesn't crumple up. Okay, so it depends on your tension. I'll meet you at the end of my 4th row, and then we're pretty much done with the pattern, as you see here. And then if you want to leave it as a doily, you can do not slip stitch, singles, and 1 picot in the center if you'd like. Or you can follow through with the flowers, which I'll leave the link below to these flowers in the description box if you want to create them. Okay, you must have 8 petals. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. So no matter which flower you're going to use, you have to have 8 petals on it in order. And there's a 2 chain space between these leaves. There are 3 chain, 2 chains of 3 2 loops of 3 chain and 1 of 5, and then I have a 2 chain space between these leaves. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 4. Okay, everyone, I pretty much finished doing my doily, which I'm going to stop here and go and record for the flowers adding on to the doily. So I'll once I finish the tutorial on the uploading of the flowers to the pattern, then I will link it to this one, and you guys can create if you want to do the table runner. I will also link the tutorial to the flowers below. I believe this is 32 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 32 centimeters. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. And please don't forget to give a thumbs up. It's extremely important. And I will see you in the next tutorial. God bless. Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye.